Please be seated.
Baktian yang keempat ini
This fourth session, I want to talk about uncertainty
dari konklusi kita.
from our conclusion.
Kenapa kita ditantang untuk
When we are challenged to make a decision, a conclusion, and we know that our conclusion is
yakin betul atau tidak.
we are not certain whether we make the right conclusion or not. And in our life, we face uncertainty, even though we make calculation and it's possible. And as basis, let's read
Pertama, Mbak.
from the
Saya mulai
first service all the way to the fifth. I want to open the
Khotbah 11 ayat 6. Taburkanlah benihmu pagi-pagi hari, dan janganlah memberi istirahat kepada tanganmu pada petang hari. Karena
Ecclesiastes 11:6. Sow your seed in the morning, and at evening let your hands not be idle, for you do not know which will succeed, whether this or that, or whether both will do equally well.
kita, engkau dan saya
For you and I do not know which will succeed, whether this or that, or whether both will do equally well.
Nah, pertanyaannya,
The question
kalau
is,
kita nggak tahu ya,
if we don't know,
kita bekerja sesuatu,
we are
kita nggak
doing
tahu
something and
apakah
we're
kita
not sure whether it's
bekerja.
going to be successful or
Kita
not.
melakukan sesuatu,
We are doing something
katakan ini
and
atau itu yang
it is
akan
said
berhasil,
whether both,
kedua-keduanya
whether this or that will be successful or both
kita nggak tahu.
is as good or as bad. The question is how.
Yang disebut dengan
This is what is called uncertainty.
ketidakpastian. Yang pasti di dalam hidup manusia itu adalah
What is certain in our life is uncertainty, and this uncertainty will become
yang kita alami sehari-hari.
is what we will experience day from day after day, and we have to deal with this uncertainty. And in this uncertainty, there are some people who are successful in dealing with this uncertainty, and there are also people who failed in dealing with this uncertainty. And this is very important because this uncertainty makes us realize
Orang yang ready,
there are some people who are ready,
yang
there are
not ready.
some people who is not ready.
Atau ketidakpastian
Because uncertainty
sesuatu
is
yang
something
pasti
is
manapun.
because uncertainty is certain.
Kepastian dari ketidakpastian
Because the certainty of this uncertainty, there are two types of persons.
dan unready.
They are ready and the one that's not ready.
Orang yang siap,
The one that is ready and the one that is not ready.
dia berkata prepare
The one who is ready
for the
always say, prepare for the worst.
ketidakpastian waktu
To
saya
see
invest,
uncertainty as I do the investment, as I live this life,
Pak tadi, saya memikirkan
the preacher said, I'm thinking,
kalau
what if
yang jelek terjadi.
the
Dia
worst
ready, dia
happened?
hanya baik, memikirkan
He's
yang
not
baik,
only
ready.
prepare himself for the
Kalau yang
best,
jelek terjadi,
but he also
seperti apa?
make
Sedangkan
preparation
orang
for the
yang
worst.
unready, seringkali
While
hanya
the one who is
berpikir,
not ready,
everything is under control. Prepare for
he
the
always
worst.
believes that
Udah,
everything is always under control.
udah
It's okay, don't
jangan
think too much.
paranoid.
Don't get paranoid.
Banyak orang berpikir
Many people
seperti
think,
ini.
people think this way. When they face uncertainty,
Kondisi ekonomi tahun 2020
how is the economical condition in 2024?
pasti bagus.
Some people think it's gonna be good.
Kondisi
How do we face
teknologi ini
the changes in technological improvement? How it will affect our business?
orang yang
It's okay.
tidak memikirkan the worst
There are people who don't prepare themselves for the worst,
hanya di Indonesia,
not only in Indonesia,
dunia
all over the world
memanfaatkan teknologi
is not taking advantage of the new technology. They're destroyed.
Jakarta
If you go to Tanah Abang in Jakarta,
yang dulunya
a lot of place is empty. Why?
banyak trade center yang kosong
Many trade centers that is empty
muda
and is being replaced by the young people who's using TikTok to make sale
yang kedua ada
because they are not ready.
karena uncertainty orang
Some people who is because of this uncertainty, they are taking advantage of this uncertainty.
Bagaimana kondisi yang seperti
How such condition, should I make the investment or not? Should I do this or not?
kehidupan kita? Kita mau apa?
In our life, what are we going to do?
Di dunia kita
We live in this world, we in church, as we go to the marketplace,
kita bukti nyata iman
we are
kita adalah waktu kita
the
keluar
proof,
dari tempat ini.
the living proof of our faith as we exist in marketplace. Which one are we?
Atau kita menghindari.
Are we taking advantage or we avoid?
Ini sangat berbeda.
This is very different. This is a very different attitude,
Hindari aja.
very different response.
Akibatnya, orang yang begini dia akan mendapatkan
Those who are ready will
orang yang begini
will
akhirnya banyak mendapatkan
will-
kerugian besar.
will gain something, while the one that's not ready will experience
Ini
loss.
korban. Selalu
The one that's ready will become a victor,
siapapun yang
and the one that's not ready will become victim.
dikorban.
Whomever that is not ready, they will become victim.
Manfaatkan uncertainty ini sangat penting.
So how to take advantage of this uncertainty is very important. So there are many young people is taking advantage of this uncertainty to replace the old way of doing business, including how we live our lives. As the children of God, God will give us the wisdom.
Kalau yang certain, yang sudah pasti,
The one that is certain,
satu ditambah satu
just like
sama
1
dua.
plus 1
Kadang-kadang orang bilang,
equals to
"Udah
2.
pasti kok, kurang doa."
Some people said it's certain. You don't pray enough.
Banyak menggunakan
But sometimes when we are not
knowledge
we
kita nggak bisa
we used to
makanya kita melakukan
we do a lot of praying because our knowledge cannot make the prediction. The more you're not convinced whether you can go through tomorrow or not,
udah masuk, yakin nggak bisa sembuh?
when you go to the hospital and go to the ICU,
Karena pengetahuan
are you convinced that you will be healed?
tinggi nih. Udah pakai 1000 miligram. Udah
We
kena
use
seperti ini.
we use 1,000 milligram for you to take care of your sickness.
Nggak yakin.
You're not certain.
Seperti itu.
When people face such condition,
Yang uncertain
to change the uncertain to become certain,
lagi
to have that faith again,
hanya
he say,
yang membuat
God,
uncertain.
only faith that can make uncertainty to become certain.
Sekarang katakan,
Now you said, I will be healed. And you say, my family will be restored. Even though the reality is not yet, didn't happen yet. But when you say those words, it will strengthen our heart. It will change our minds because
antara ready
our war in our mind between the ready and the one that's not ready
dan hati
is the war between our head and our heart and our intellect against our faith.
buat
And this
melakukan lompatan-lompatan.
this will
Apakah kita
make the leaps whether we will become the victim or we will become the victor. I'm giving you some examples. Genesis 12, 1-4.
ini
How to face
Abraham menyatakan diri
when Abraham
menyatakan sebagai orang beriman
said the father of the faithful
bulan
is making a
dia
conclusion
tidak tahu. Tapi kita
that he did not know. And we're going to learn this on how
orang yang punya iman
those who have faith,
kesimpulan
we make
kesimpulan kita
conclusion, because our conclusion is the one that will make us
iman ini sangat penting loh.
to go or not.
Kita
In our conclusion, when we decide we're going to do A, that's what we're going to do.
sampai 4
Genesis 12, 1-4.
dipanggil Allah.
The call of Abram.
Firmanlah Tuhan,
The Lord had said to Abram,
pergilah
go from your country, your people, and your father's household
anak saudaramu
to the land I will show you.
dan dari rumah bapamu ke negeri yang akan kutunjukkan kepadamu. Abraham
Abram
menghadapi
is facing
yang pasti. Dirubah,
a certain problem.
dia tahu. Rumah
His
dari sanak saudaramu, dari rumah bapamu.
he's told to go from his people and his father's household. This is the area of his household.
Abraham
This is the area of Abram's old house. He knows exactly that area. But God wants to bring something more. And we learn from Abram on how that we have the attitude or respond of Abram on how we can draw a conclusion from the Word of God. Because that's what will move us. When we make the wrong conclusion, we will make the wrong move. Go from your country, your people, and your father's household to the land I will show you. The country A, the country B, the country C. If it's being decided from the country of Haran to the country A or B, obviously Abram can decide which one is better. It's going to be easier because he knows the cost and the benefit. If the benefit is more than the cost, then he will go. But sometimes God is not telling us what the benefits are. The benefits are not clear. Do it first, then the benefits will follow. Many times God teaches us to believe the process. This is the intervention of process. Believe, then you will see the result. But men want to see the result first, then they want to go through the process. To the country that I will show you will. It's going to be, but God told Abram to go. Where, God? Follow me. Which country? I will show you. Meaning, he doesn't know where the destination is, but he knows who is the one who's going to show him. God supposed to switch. If Abram know from Haran to the city A, then Abram go from Haran to the city A. He will focus on the destination. Paul, you go from Jakarta to Surabaya, from the city of Jakarta to the city of Surabaya. Then I will focus. Then who should I be focusing on? To God or to Surabaya? Then my mind will focus on Surabaya because the destination is clear. Our mind will focus on the destination. Then I will focus on the culinary journey. I will imagine if the destination is clear, then we will focus on the destination. But when God said, I will show you, leave Jakarta. And I ask, okay, God, where? And God say, I will show you. Then I will focus on God. I will show you, okay, God. Then my eyes will continue to focus on God because I don't know what to do. God will tell me to go left or right. And it's about to crash. God tell me to make the turn. We will focus on God because we do not know where the destination is or where the destination will be. And this is what makes things different. Why? Abram is called the father of the faithful. Because the faithful knows. We just go through the process. We don't know what the result will be. Many people in the Hebrew 11, the heroes of faith, he believed in God, focused on God, not focused on the destination. I love this story because sometimes this reflects on me, make me repent time and again. Why? Because when the disciple with the others, they go through the lake, through the storm, suddenly God was walking. I'm like Peter.
Dia kok bisa jalan
How can he walk
angin
in the
ribut,
midst of those storm, those strong wind, those huge wave? How can he walk so relaxed?
mujizat itu?
Our eyes see that miracle. Wow,
Ributnya ya yang
that is so
ribut.
cool.
Makanya Tuhan datang. Kita lihat
Yes, we are in the midst of storm. That's why God came.
tapi angin ributnya kita
We,
lupakan.
when we, even though in the midst of storm, we forget about the storm because of there's someone.
Dia belum yakin kok bisa jalan dengan tenang.
How can that person walk calmly in the through that storm?
Tuhan tuh bukan itu Tuhan.
Is that God? No, no, that's God.
Kalau engkau
And Peter, as usually,
aku
God, if that is you, command me
padamu.
to come to you.
Bahasa sekarang, Tuhan, aku pengen jalan di atas air.
Today's language, God, I want to walk on water as well.
Datanglah.
Give me the command. And God said, come. And Peter, take that step. For sure, he will make the first step. This is my imagination. Okay, we can ask Peter in heaven.
Asik.
Or Peter will say, yeah.
Atau
And he will move right away.
karena dia nggak certain. Dia kalau masuk, dia pelajaran fisikanya dapat 8 waktu itu. BD manusia lebih besar daripada BD air. Jadi tenggelam, dia coba dulu. Bisa, bisa.
Human are heavier than water, so Peter make the first step, testing the water first. We experienced that miracle. We're walking on water, but in the midst of his walking toward God,
Yang tidak tahu tujuannya dengan jelas,
the one who's not clear of their destination will look around left and right. That's why they fall.
Tuhan suruh aku datang.
God commanded me to come, and he said, come.
Tujuannya apa?
He continued to look upon Jesus.
Ketemu Yesus.
I want to see God. I want to hold his hands. I want to be with Jesus. He didn't look left and right. He continued to walk towards Jesus.
Setelah gandeng Tuhan, kita ke sana. Tapi itulah manusia.
That's men.
Begitu sudah jalan di
As
atas
soon as they walk on that miracle,
Tuhan yang dulu
that
awalnya
storm,
tidak kerasa,
the storm that you don't
tempatnya agak ngatur.
usually felt,
Orang yang pertama yang minta mujizat siapa?
who asked for the miracle?
Yang minta
Peter.
mujizat bukan Tuhan Yesus loh.
Jesus didn't ask for the miracle. We are the one who take the initiative.
Petrus
Peter.
konklusinya gimana? Kok Tuhan, kalau Tuhan itu di atas
Peter's conclusion,
alam,
if
makanya
you
dia
are
jalan di atas air. Kalau
God
Tuhan
is beyond
saya,
nature.
saya
That's why he can walk on water.
konklusi
If
saya
you command
pasti
me,
bisa.
the conclusion is I will be able.
Dan waktu dia
And as he walked,
benar nih,
his conclusion was right.
jalan,
He continued to walk on water.
udah jalan.
But as he walked on water,
Seringkali itu menjadi renungan buat saya.
and that became
Kita mengalami mujizat
my meditation.
di tengah
I
jalan
meditate upon this story. But in the midst of that miracle, we fall,
benar.
we fail.
Waktu itu
The pathway was correct, but as the devil sent you
jalan yang
all over the place,
di jalan yang
in
benar
that
Tuhan
path that God has prepared for us,
tidak fokus jatuh.
if we're not focused on God, we will fall.
Nggak ada Tuhan Yesus. Apalagi di jalan yang Tuhan nggak bilang datanglah, engkau jalan
Can you imagine if God did not command you to walk
ngalamin ini loh.
through that path? Can you imagine what's going to happen?
Udah jalan di jalannya Tuhan.
He's asking for a miracle. He already walked that miraculous path. Why did Peter fall? Because he enjoyed the miracle,
Enjoy.
not enjoying the one who gave
Kita
the
waktu
miracle.
masih miskin, waktu
Many of us, when we are poor and when we have nothing, we focused on the miracle giver.
punya banyak,
But when we have
kita fokus kepada
a lot,
mujizat itu.
then we focus on the miracles. We focus on what we see, we have. When we are not focused on the miracle givers, just like Peter as he walked and the storm, he can feel the storm,
Padahal
he started to sink. Even though he is in the pathway of miracle and God is there. God, help me.
manangkan. Dan
And
kalimat
Jesus
Tuhan
helped. And
nggak yang macam-macam, dia cuma bilang,
and
"Hai,
God didn't say much other than,
orang
hey,
yang kurang percaya."
you whose lack of faith.
Saya renungkan di dalam
I
bisnis
meditate upon this verse many times in business.
bahwa
As I start my career, as I lead, goes up and up. As I am the leader of the division, and the division start to work, start to be successful, and I talk to God, is my faith is the same when I was down there? Am I as the leader of the business? Do I still have the same faith, which is to follow Jesus? Compare to when I was wanting something, trying to achieve something. As I was successful in acquiring some toll road job construction to different cities, as the other toll road, and we are experiencing miracles. Because the more you achieve the target, the more it will be demanded of you. The question is whether I will be able to achieve this like before. As somebody asked to get that 5 or 10%, as to why did we shake it? Because the more you're able to achieve that target, the bigger target will be given to you. I was given the Mercedes Benz, as my car with 45 other management. I'm talking about the bus.
Dan kita senang kalau mengalahkan ibu-ibu. Ibu-ibu normal di sana, kita cowok-cowok di sini. Supaya kita duduk. Nanti begitu ibu datang, salah sendiri. Kalau saya renungin kayak gitu, saya jelek banget ya.
When I remember those old days, I feel so bad, right?
Saya 1 jam nanti, saya udah capek-capek di jembatan kemana? Supaya jangan kalah sama ibu-ibu yang gak boleh ngelanggar kayak saya. Jembatan begini, ke sini.
I used to break the traffic law, and I used to be so proud, right? And now I'm asking God to bless me, and when I was inside that Mercedes with 45 other passengers, I have my own car. And I enjoy my car so much. And also when I travel with airplanes, starting from the economy lane, when I start to walk in God's grace, and I continue to upgrade my traveling style, and I finally always use first class whenever I'm traveling. I don't need to queue. Good morning, Mr. Santoso. What would you like to drink? What would you like to have for dinner? No, just give me instant noodle. First class, can you imagine that? Why? Because we have the village taste. If they have the tambak rice, I will order that. You're in the pathway of grace. When you are there, when you face problem, and you said, God, I'm comfortable here. Can I make some compromise? When you're there and now you are here, many people enjoying such things, and so they forgot that God is the one who gave them all that. God is the one who gives all that. Why? Because our conclusion is we are enjoying. Many people who walk in the pathway of miracles of God, they fall just like Peter, because he enjoyed everything he no longer focused on
Itulah
God.
sebabnya buat kita ini buat
This
saya
is why this,
kalau saya
I
berdoa,
meditate upon
saya
this
berdoa, saya
all
bilang,
very often.
waktu saya
As
start
I pray,
tahun
I
80,
told my
saya
wife
ingin
in
waktu saya jadi
1982, when I'm just a
pemimpin
part of
bahwa
the
saya
staff,
duduk
and now
first
I'm the
class.
highest in the
Saya
leadership,
berdoa, Pak
in
Tuhan,
the first
aku
class,
nggak
I
layak.
pray,
Kok
God,
bisa orang Semarang
I'm not worthy.
yang nggak punya
How can
duit
these
bisa
people from the
sekolah?
city of Semarang who don't have
Kenapa
enough
ya
to pay for their
bisa masuk
education,
perguruan tinggi?
don't even have the dream to
Bisa
enter
duduk di
college?
sini.
How can I sit here?
Negeri yang saya bisa, swasta nggak mungkin.
I can only afford the public school. I cannot I cannot afford
Begitu dikasih
private
kesempatan
school.
masuk ke perguruan tinggi karena saya ranking 1, 2, 3 tanpa tes masuk, jebret.
And because I'm the first on the first rank, I get the scholarship and I was able to enter university.
Gimana mau kuliah nggak punya duit beli
I don't have money, God. How can I buy those books?
konklusi saya?
Then I take notes.
Tuhan sudah bikin dari
My conclusion is,
mimpi masuk
if God makes someone who never even dream
karena
to go to college,
saya nggak punya duit.
if I don't have money to buy the book, to buy others, I continue to pay attention to God.
Saya perhatikan dosen saya. Kalau
In the
diulang
courses I took,
yang mau keluar kayak gini.
if
Saya memperhatikan
as my professor, as my teacher continue to repeat the lessons, I believe that's the one who will come up on the test,
itu secret.
on the exams.
Waktu saya perhatiin,
As I pay attention that, oh, this teacher continue to repeat a certain subject, then I believe that's the one who going to appear on the exams.
saya hanya bisa taruh
God,
Tuhan tolong.
I cannot afford to buy book. I can only take notes.
Terus karena no alternatif.
You continue to look upon God because you have no alternatives.
Kita nggak bisa kirim lebih, cuman itu.
My parents said, I cannot to send more money.
Kita punya
Then what's going to happen? And I told my parents, it's okay. I have God.
saya anaknya orang
Why?
kaya.
Because you are cornered.
Kan semua ada kok.
Because you have everything.
Ada.
Because I have nothing.
Tolong.
As I walk, I pray, God, help.
Tolong ya.
On the exam, God, help. I can only study this and that.
Yang keluar itu.
And I pray,
Mulutnya guru
God,
dosen.
let the one
Saya nggak pernah bolos.
that appear on the exam is the one for my notes.
Selalu dosen
And I
itu
praise God.
keluarin yang mau keluar tanpa sadar. Tapi murid-murid yang lain yang nggak perhatiin, ya cuman baca catatan. Saya cuman baca bibir.
I read lips, while the other student read the books
Dicek
and they don't pay closer attention.
pengumuman Bambang Wijanarko Santoso lulus dengan predikat cum laude.
So I get when they announce Bambang Santoso
Secretnya apa?
graduated
Baca
with
bibir,
magna cum laude. What is the secret?
perhatikan
To read lips.
dan baca bibir.
Pay attention and read the lips of God.
I have no other source.
God, I have no other source than you. So pray.
Jadi kalau dikasih buku,
If you are given the book, make summaries quickly.
pinjam buku kamu ya,
Can I borrow your book?
pinjam sebentar. Oh boleh pinjam.
Go ahead.
Saya bikin summary.
I want to
Senang.
make
Summary saya
summaries.
kasih kamu ya. Saya bikin summary. Dari buku cepat bikin 2-3 lembar.
From the book, I make 2 or 3 pages of summaries.
Tuhan,
Why?
berikan
Because I
kepada
ask
saya
God,
bisa
God, give me the wisdom so I can understand well.
tidak punya
The more you don't have alternatives, the more you will ask God for help.
kembalikan cepat.
God, I need to return this book soon. Give me the wisdom, the summary that will be asked on the exams. It's a simple request, right? But today,
Pengalaman
you know,
saya nggak punya karena Tuhan tolong.
the experience that I do not have, God, help.
Sama Tuhan nggak malu.
I don't feel ashamed praying to God.
Tapi aku nggak mau nilainya biasa aja.
God, I don't want to just have the so-so
Habis nggak punya.
marks.
Kok kamu kok
And
nilainya kayak
why you have such and such mark? Because I don't have enough money.
gitu? Mas perak memang aku nggak punya.
I don't have gold or silver, but I have God.
Kalau nggak Tuhan bisa. Kok tahu kok.
With
ujian
God,
mau
you
keluar.
are able.
Bukan aku
God
malu.
knows what's going to appear in the exams, not because I'm lazy. No, because I don't have gold or silver. And as time goes by,
Tuhan luar biasa.
and it happens, and I know God is amazing.
Tidak bagus.
When I graduated, I have that.
Karier mulai
I graduated well.
Tuhan ngerti.
And as I step up on my career, and I enjoy and enjoy my life, and I became the managing director of a certain company.
sama Tuhan. Tetap
I maintain my relationship with God. And one time I have to do certain project.
saya kasih kamu.
My boss
Kamu jadi urusan. Pergi.
go and do this project, and I did.
Terus datang ke sini. Iya.
Come to this place
Dari level bawah,
from the bottom level.
dari level bis, aku sudah jalan.
As I use public transport, the bus, now I can drive BMW 3 Series.
Bereskan ini. Whatever it take, bereskan
Whatever it takes,
ini dengan
finish this project well.
kau bisa lakukan.
Whatever you can do,
Harus menang.
you have to win.
Apapun juga.
Do whatever you can.
Sama atasan saya,
And I told my boss,
my way ya.
do it my way, okay? Not your way. My way.
Saya nggak. Iya.
Do you believe me?
Pokoknya menang. My
Yes,
way.
go ahead.
Saya mau lurus.
I'm going to go straight.
Benar.
I'm going to take care of this the right way, and I will start. As soon as I start, there's many things that people try to shake me.
Paulus, nggak apa-apa lah.
Paul, it's okay. This is business. If you want to go straight path, that only exists in church. But this is business. You cannot do that. Why don't you compromise a bit?
Orang kok
Why are you so stubborn?
kalau bukti bisa, kalau nggak bukti gimana? Saya mau kokoh.
I want to be stubborn.
Dari bis, dari nggak punya
I walk starting from don't have money and I enter college, universities. I go to this place as I enjoy my walk with God. I walk on water as I face those challenges. In certain points, the project was in trouble,
selesaiin ini,
and my boss said,
bisa saya pecat loh.
"If you don't take care of this problem, I'm going to fire you."
Public company nih,
This is a public company. My boss,
kamu saya pecat.
I'm going to fire you.
Kamu kira fikul salib itu gampang?
Do you think bearing the cross is easy?
Follow Tuhan itu
Do you think following God is easy?
Karena Tuhan nggak pernah janji. Benefitnya jelas nggak pernah janji.
God never give us the promise. God never tell us clearly on what the benefits are. He said, "Follow me. Just go. Follow me."
Tapi kayaknya gagal.
God, this is going to fail.
Dan atasan yang
Follow
tidak
me.
melihat Tuhan berkata,
And the boss who cannot see God
"Saya lakukan."
say,
Sudahlah,
"No, just
kompromi
do what
sedikit.
men do. It's okay. Just do a little bit of compromise." And I said, "No,
Saya bisa pecat kamu loh.
I will fire you." Okay?
Mercedes.
From the bus, the Mercedes
Pakai
bus.
software BMW 320.
Then I get a driver. I have a chauffeur in my BMW, and I was challenged.
Tuhan.
If I do not see God, and you see the environment left and right,
Ini
you see those huge waves.
Pakai Mercedes lagi.
I want to whether I should drive a Mercedes or to BMW. But in that point, I bent my knees.
Miskin.
God, I'm poor.
Kaya.
You made me rich.
Kenapa setelah saya kaya?
Why, when I'm rich, I became poor in faith?
Kaya iman.
When I was poor, I'm rich in my faith. But when I rich, I'm poor in faith.
It is no secret what God can do, what He's done in the past, He'll do for me now. With arm wide open, He'll pardon me. It is no secret what God can do. Saya sekarang gampang cerita.
Now I can tell the stories. But at that time, my tears said,
Istri saya
God, what will my wife and my children say
meningkat di
when they see in the midst of my In my promising career, I got fired because I did not follow his instruction.
Konklusi saya
My conclusion was,
mungkin salah.
maybe I was
Saya
wrong
nggak ngelihat. Saya melihat sesuatu yang
because I'm looking at something that is uncertain.
Siapa bilang iman kita selalu kuat?
You said that our faith is always strong.
Jadi rema.
But this sentence became my rema, whether I make the right conclusion or not.
Kali rendahan.
When I was poor, when I was
Iman saya kuat.
the regular stuff, I don't have anything, but my faith was strong. But as I became rich,
Belum first class, masih business class.
it wasn't. I don't have. I wasn't in first class. I was in business class.
Hadapkan kepada
When I was faced
real.
these real challenges,
Lakukan. And you will enjoy
do it,
BMW.
and you will enjoy BMW.
Atau
Or
sayonara.
bye bye, sayonara.
Tinggiin. Sekali lagi, di tengah kegundahan.
In the midst of my doubts,
Ini berulang-ulang.
I sing this song again and again.
No secret. Kuasa Allah. Kalau lain ditolong janda Sarfat, saya
The widow of Sarfat.
juga tangannya terbuka menunggulah tak tersembunyi kuasa Allah. Lagu ini sangat menguatkan saya.
This song strengthened me. I have the conclusion,
Saya punya konklusi. Walaupun kadang
even though sometimes
kita punya uncertainty.
we have
Nanti
uncertainties.
hasilnya apa? Degree of uncertainty saya besar.
My degree of uncertainty is big.
Firm
Against this conclusion,
pada atasan saya.
as I make myself firm, I told my boss, "Sir, you don't need to wait for me to get fired. If you force me to do this,
Saya berikan surat
I'm going to give you my resignation."
my resignation letter. Bapak kira BMW itu
Do you think
memenjara saya untuk saya kompromi?
that BMW will imprison me?
Kuat.
No,
Sekarang gara-gara
because I have my BMW because of my strong faith.
ini surat
But because of this BMW, my faith is
saya
weak.
akan berikan surat.
If you are forcing me, I will give you my resignation letter. I would rather be honorably.
Saya kijang.
I will honorably resign. For me,
Saya nggak
the
tahu.
the
Konklusi saya
the Kijang car is enough.
kalau itu diterima, saya cuma
I surrender.
sama istri dan anak-anak.
If my resignation letter is accepted, I will tell my wife and my children.
Seperti yang dulu naik kijang bersama engkau lagi, tak usah gusar, tak usah mimpi BMW hilang lagi, kita bersama naik kijang kembali. Saya tidak tahu konklusi saya.
I don't know what my conclusion will be result. Just like Abram,
Pergilah dari negerimu dan dari sanak saudaramu, dari rumah bapamu ke negeri yang akan kutunjukkan. Waktu atasan saya menerima saya,
when my boss
dia bilang, "Jangan
received me with such boldness, he said, "Don't get emotional."
emosi." Enggak,
No,
Bapak jangan emosi ya.
don't get emotional.
Enggak emosi.
I'm not emotional. Okay,
Lakukan.
just do it.
Udah jangan emosi. Lakukan.
Don't get emotional. Just do it as you wish.
Dan waktu saya lakukan,
And when I did that,
apakah saya berhasil?
was I successful?
Waktu saya pursue itu,
When I pursue
saya
it,
ingin Tuhan
I want God, I want to be successful, so my boss will know that my God is amazing. I pray, God, let this be successful so that my boss will believe, and I can sing that song.
Tak ada yang mustahil bagi Tuhan. Tak ada yang tak mungkin. Mujizatnya disediakan bagiku.
For God, nothing is impossible. He will lift me up and He will promote me again.
Ternyata enggak loh.
But it didn't succeed.
Saya gagal.
I failed.
Kita rugi.
We get a loss, a couple of $1 million. I failed.
Atasan saya bilang,
And my boss said, it's okay.
aku masih
I was
seperti
prepared.
dulu.
I was prepared to be fired.
Atasan bilang kaget. Ya sudah. Let's move on.
And my boss said, it's okay, let's move on. Because of my failure,
Pertahankan iman. Orang
I stand by my faith.
sekarang jadi sahabat saya. Gara-gara itu dia tahu orang ini man with value.
Because
Man with value.
what happened,
Melihat
my boss knows I'm a person with value.
and saya gagal. Tapi saya lihat
The miracle didn't happen and I failed. To make a long story short, 5 or 6 years afterwards, my boss, the president or director of a public company, he became my subordinates. I was promoted higher than him. And this person reports to me
dia berkata, wow, seperti apa?
when it was announced the first time.
Terima
Wow.
kasih ya Pak.
Thank you,
Promosi
sir.
saya.
You are the one who promote me. Why?
Karena gara-gara Bapak,
Because of you,
saya berani mempertahankan iman. Saya
I was able to defend my faith and I got promoted.
Gak apa-apa.
But it's okay.
Take care of you.
I will take care of you.
Kok
Because of you,
promosi.
I got
Besok
promoted.
Pidato sambutan Prime Minister pasti dia bilang gini.
Joseph
"Kasih
and
kamu
he
istri Potifar."
he made he gives speech on his ascension to become the prime minister. He will said, "Thank you for Mrs. Potiphar,"
Terima kasih Bu Potifar.
and he said, "Thank you,
Atas
Mrs.
segala
Potiphar,
perbuatan
for
kan orang lain nggak tahu. Dianggapnya
what
jangan
happened."
karena engkau
People might not know,
atasan.
and Joseph said, "Because of you, I became your husband's boss."
Konklusi kita
Our conclusion
akan menentukan langkah
will determine our steps, the steps that we make, and the conclusion of Abraham will determine Abraham's steps.
keberhasilan yang kau buat promosi.
Sometimes success are not the one who promote us, but failure in the face of men. But it's actually a success in God's face that will promote you higher than you can imagine, because your promotion is based on your amazing faith.
Yang berkata, aku akan membuat engkau menjadi bangsa yang besar, memberkati engkau dengan
Then
segala
the second verse, I will make you into a great nation and I will bless you. I will make your name great and you will be a blessing, etc.
aku pergi.
Abraham said, I will leave. But someone listen, Lot.
Mau pergi.
Lot heard that Abraham is leaving.
Kamu ya Abraham.
And Lot said,
Uncle ikut ya.
Uncle, I'm coming with you.
Ada
Go,
orang yang
let's go.
ikut-ikutan.
There's someone who just follow others. There's someone who make the right conclusion.
Konklusi ini future-nya bagus. Kita lihat
Let's see.
12 ayat 10.
Genesis 12:10.
Ketika kelaparan timbul,
Now there was a famine in the land,
pergilah
and
Abraham
Abram went down to Egypt to live there for a while, because the famine was severe.
tinggal di situ. Ketika kelaparan timbul di negeri yang ditunjukkan Tuhan
When famine happened in the country, God
untuk tinggal di situ.
shown Abram went to Egypt to live there
Asing.
as a stranger, as a foreigner,
Sebab hebat kelaparan negeri itu.
because the famine was severe.
Uncertainty of conclusion nomor 1, fakta yang dirasakan tidak
The
sama
fact
dengan yang diharapkan.
That experience is not the same with the fact that is expected.
Berkali engkau serta membuat namamu masyhur dan kau menjadi berkat. Ayat 2, ayat 10, kelaparan.
Verse 1 and 2, you will be the father of great nations.
Ayat 10,
You will
jadi orang asing.
I will make you a great name. And verse 10, you will become foreigners.
Ini salah enggak ini ya?
Abraham's conclusion, maybe, is this wrong?
Saya
Am I,
ke Tuhan ini.
am I making a mistake by following God?
Maksudnya salah enggak? Fakta yang dirasakan berbeda.
The fact that this experience is different than the fact that is expected.
Mengungsi di Mesir.
As Abraham needs to
Saya mungkin bilang begini. Nanti kita tanya di surga,
go
saya
down
nggak
to
tahu ya.
Egypt.
Ini banyak pertanyaan saya di
Yes,
surga.
I have so many questions that I want to ask in heaven because I don't understand.
Benar kita
Is
ninggalin
that-
sanak saudara.
Is that true?
Ini Tuhan kenapa lapar? Kenapa ada kelaparan? Kalau Tuhan kasih mujizat,
If God is giving
ngapain
miracles
ada kelaparan di tanah,
and
di tempat
everywhere
apa,
else is
dalam
having
itu tanah
famine,
yang subur. Nah, itu baru mujizat.
where the land where you live will stay fertile. That's called miracle, and that is what we want.
Itu loh, Tuhan tuntut.
But sometimes that's not the fact.
Uncertainty.
God is guiding us
Tadi
because of
Tuhan bilang
uncertainty.
uncertainty our decision kita. Dan waktu uncertainty sekian,
And when
kita bilang,
we face this uncertainty, we said,
ayat 13,
verse 13,
pergilah Abraham dari Mesir ke tanah
verse
Negeb.
1 and 2,
Ayat 2, Abraham sangat kaya, banyak ternak perak dan emasnya.
Abraham
Karena
is
kaya,
very rich.
mereka ribut.
Yes.
Ayat 7, 13, terjadilah perkelahian antara gembala Abraham dan gembala Lot. Perkelahian terus. Justru karena sama-sama sukses, sama-sama
Because
kaya,
both are
ribut.
successful, both are rich,
Abraham dan anak.
they quarrel a lot between the uncle and the nephew.
Untuk engkau,
Verse 9,
baiklah pisahkan dirimu daripadaku. Jika engkau ke kiri, maka aku ke kanan. Jika engkau ke kanan, maka aku ke kiri. Saya bayangkan Abraham dahsyat banget loh. Dia mengalami uncertainty of conclusion.
Abraham is amazing, right?
Memilih yang sisa.
Abraham was willing to choose the leftover because he believed that God's promise will follow him, so that wherever he goes, God's promise will be with him.
Konklusi dia bisa salah loh.
He might make the wrong conclusion.
Yang sisa.
Leftovers.
Kalau
Lot,
kanan,
go ahead and choose. You make the first
kau pilih
choice.
aku ke kanan.
You choose right, I go left. You choose left, I go right. The leftover. I choose the leftover. Why Abram dares to take the conclusion, whatever he chooses, because he believes that God is with him. God is following him. Even though I'm on the left, God will be with me.
Lot memilih
If Lot,
Sodom dan Gomora dan Abraham pergi ke Sodom dan Gomora,
even if
bukan tidak mungkin
Abram goes to Sodom and Gomorrah,
jadi seperti Niniwe, semua berubah loh.
it's not impossible that Sodom and Gomorrah will become like Nineveh.
Time tunnel, saya bikin yang begitu tuh filmnya. Kalau bikin film gitu kan boleh antik kan? Dan kita film, Lot pilih yang sebelah kiri, Abraham di kanan. Dan seru, lebih seru. Wah di Ninive.
As I can make movies about these stories, right?
Wah di gini, waktu Abraham datang. Saya bayangkan, wah datang, wah Abraham. Begitu mau dekat Abraham, kelepak, 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 kelepak. Lalu Tuhan berkata firman, seluruh.
Something of these different scenarios, right? So he can.
Nggak ada di Alkitab tapi. Tapi kenapa Abraham?
Why did Abram
Karena dia
convinced?
kalau Tuhan,
Because he know that God is with me.
maka dimanapun aku
So wherever I go,
tanah yang tandus
that
jadi kering.
the dry land
Hari ini
will become fertile.
sederhana.
Today, your conclusion should be simple. If God is with me,
Besertaku, aku rasa tak takut.
I will not afraid. This is an old
Kalau
song.
Tuhan besertaku. Yang bisa umurnya seumur sama saya, 46 tahun. Yang nggak bisa lebih muda dari saya 46 tahun. Loh kok saya memang benar 46 kok. Saya dengar loh kamu ngobrol gitu. Kok nggak percaya coba. Papanya Pastor Philip aja tadi percaya sama saya. Aduh, sudah ganti baju begini masih dianggap tua. Konklusi yang benar. Keberanian yang menyebabkan ini.
The courage is the one who's causing this. When Abraham chose the leftover, he only have one conclusion. I don't need to know where, because God will show me the way. My conclusion is, I believe in God. When I believe in God, that hellish land will become heavenly because God is with me.
Sekarang pertanyaan, apakah kau punya konklusi yang sama?
The question is, do you have the same conclusion?
PW, silakan maju ke depan.
President Worship Team, please come forward.
Tidak usah takut.
Don't be afraid.
Saya mau menunjukkan,
My experience shows that your God is amazing and powerful.
amati orang-orang di sekitar kamu.
Pay
yang
attention to the people around you.
menghadap. Tapi hari ini kebaktian yang ketiga,
This third service,
jangan pernah takut.
don't ever be afraid because you are with Abraham, with God.
Tuhan akan bawa kita.
God will
Glory don't glory.
bring us from glory to glory,
Prosesnya akan
even though the process sometimes is
Tapi kalau kita
hard.
seperti Abraham terus,
You will experience hunger.
kita akan
But if we are like Abraham, we continue to move forwards. We will say,
percaya janjimu. Mari bangkit berdiri.
I believe your miraculous promises.